Once upon a time, this straggly little plant here used to be lovely and full, like this one. I went away on holiday for a few weeks and I completely forgot to water this plant before I went. And I got back and it was not only bone dry, but so much of the growth had completely died off. What I would like to do today is I'd like to chop this plant up and I'd like to root it in a way that means when I pot it up again, I'm not just growing long strands, I'm actually setting the plant up to be much fuller, a lot more like this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just chop all of these sections at the top here, and this now can be put to one side. We don't need this anymore. So if you look at this top section here, you can see two little bumps on the stem. That's the point where your roots are going to grow from. So that's the bit that we want to make sure is coming into contact with the water. So I think I'm probably going to make my cuttings about that big. So I've got a little container here that I'll fill with water afterwards. So I'm going to pop that in there. And the white sap that you can see at the top here, because this is a Hoya, this is actually latex sap. So if you've got sensitive skin, I would highly recommend wearing gloves to do something like this. I personally don't, but I just make sure to wash my hands very carefully after I'm finished working with this kind of plant. And this is a fairly quick plant to root, actually. Assuming it's got good light, fairly good warmth as well is ideal. That really helps to speed things up. So I would hope I might be able to pot this plant up in the next month and get it going as a nice full one. So there we go. Although it's a lot smaller, you can already see that once this is rooted and it starts to put out new growth, this is going to be a much, much, much fuller plant. I picked this Dracaena up from a supermarket the other day and it is, as you can probably see, not looking very happy at all. And this is one, I'm looking at the foliage and I am pretty sure the issue is going to stem from the roots, but it's hard to tell until we actually get in there. So I'm just going to see if it wants to pull out. Oh my goodness, yeah. So the roots are looking in areas much better than I expected them to. However, around the top here, it's incredibly dry. I think probably the best thing to do in this situation is to get all of the old soil off the roots. So I suspect a lot of the issues that we're seeing on the foliage here have actually just been down to irregular watering. I would have thought it's probably just had a little bit of water chucked on it as and when. So there's a lot of full, healthy roots in here, but feeling these lower ones, a lot of them do feel very, very dry. So I'm going to start by just giving some of the spindly roots a little chop back. A lot of the time, a bit of root pruning can actually help to stimulate new growth. And then just to help re-oxygenate the roots a little bit and make sure that they are going into their new substrate in a healthy way, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix up some hydrogen peroxide, which is basically just water with an extra oxygen molecule in it, with some normal tap water in a 1:4 rough ratio. So 1 part hydrogen peroxide, 4 parts water. And this here is 3% medical grade hydrogen peroxide. That's the only stuff I ever use for plants. And I usually like to leave the roots to soak in this for about 5 minutes or so. It's amazing actually for dealing with root rot because it helps to kill off any of the rot that's there and just help your roots to heal. But I'm going to take advantage while the bottom of these roots are soaking and just give this plant a little prune back. I'm just going to chop back anything like that I don't see bouncing back. So already, although we've lost a little bit of length on some of the leaves, just looking at the plant, it immediately appears much healthier. I'm pretty happy with that. And I think these roots seeing as they look so full and healthy, are actually going to be fine going straight into soil. And the mix I'm using has lots of nice airy components, so these roots are going to have lovely aeration and space to breathe, because what you want to avoid is something too dense, because that can lead to further root issues. So there we go. I'll obviously give the plant a really good water through now, but then I will just be leaving it and monitoring it, and I have all the faith that it's going to be just fine.